Okay, so we're here in Edmonton, Alberta, our hometown, and Beth is behind the camera there, and we have a surprise guest on the video today. Tom's in the back seat. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
He wasn't supposed to be here filming with us, but he barfed last night a few times, and so nobody got any sleep, and now my stomach's feeling a little stabby to add to the drama of today. And today is a big one. It's one that I've been looking forward to, but also kind of dreading at the same time, and that's because we are gonna go hit a trail called AOTK. I can't say the full title because there's a kid in the back, but basically it was named because most people that hit it for the first time, or a bunch of people that hit it for the first time, they end up going straight over their bars. And that's because there's a couple of pretty decent features on it. One that I've rolled up to a couple years ago and said, no way. But today, we are going to hit it because I know I need to conquer this drop before I can move on to my nemesis, one of the most terrifying trails in my mind at Whistler, which is Fade to Black, which has a road gap on it. And so this is my stepping stone. And yeah, so all three of us are gonna go down into the woods. They can either watch me conquer my fears or go home with my tail between my legs. Okay, so this is the start of the trail, and it dives you right into it. I know it's not gonna look like much on camera, but it starts off really, really steep and into a nice little loose berm down at the bottom there. And the biggest feature and the first feature is right around that corner. Come down the steep section and then straight to the biggest feature. So you come off the drop with a decent bit of speed and you end up landing somewhere over here, maybe 20 feet. And the landing is really steep, which is a good thing because, you know, if you land at the right angle, it'll be nice and smooth and you'll keep your speed up for the next feature. But you also don't want to land too flat on it or it'll just like flap your front end down. What do you think, Tom?
Good.
Okay, so this year I have a pretty decent checklist of things to hit that I'm actually pretty scared to hit. When I was making that list, I actually did a little online search about like how to conquer these types of fears and things. So I have a short list of how to do it, or at least how I hope it's gonna happen anyways. One, and the most important one, is that fear is totally fine. And when you're afraid of something, that just means that you're pushing the boundaries of what you've done before. And there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to like feel the fear. Fear is something that helps your body do things that it wouldn't normally do in a lot of cases. It sharpens your senses and your reflexes. Everything's a little bit heightened when you're a bit afraid. So it's sort of like harnessing the fear rather than running away from it. The really nice thing about this trail is that it's progressive, like I was saying before. So the hardest feature is the first feature on the trail, and then it gradually gets smaller. So to conquer these types of fears, I want to take it in baby steps and work my way up. So let's head down to the bottom of the trail. And this is feature number 1. I've done it before, I've done it a couple of times. It feels really nice and smooth, although it is sort of like one that you need to like push your bike forward a bit because that log tends to want to bump your back wheel up. And so this is obviously the most natural drop on the trail. And we're gonna start there just to kind of get the confidence up and get warmed up for the day because it's the morning and I haven't ridden a single second of trail yet. Whoa! This is the kickiest little thing ever. That time I like wanted to boot my feet off my pedals, which is a little sketchy. But it's good though. Okay, on to the next one. And this is a wooden takeoff. Pretty decent sized little drop.
Yeah, also dangerous.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect warm up for the next one though, hey? Okay, let's get up there. Good feel, let on the brakes. Straight through. Yeah. Okay. Because I really want to land in the middle of the run out, not at the top, because the top will bounce me a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it looked real.
Freak out brake check.
Did
I
you?
was rolling up to it. I hate that.
What do you mean a freak out brake check?
Well, when you're rolling up to something scary, there's a part in your brain that sometimes goes, ah! And you just hit the brake just for a split second. The part of my brain that wants to like survive another day was like, for a quick moment. Yeah.
You landed like right here.
Okay, well that's a good spot to land.
You almost hit my pet
Yeah.
ant.
What do you think? We're ready to move on?
I think so.
That's 2 out of 3. We're gonna go on to the big one. This is like the one that I really need to hit. I was actually really nervous for this last one. That was kind of big one for me, and now we're gonna about double in size for the drop and the height and the length. But I am feeling more confident about it because I am working my way up to that. But now it's time to actually get it done. That's big. That's pretty big. I could picture myself doing it. I think that's the biggest thing. Imagining you actually doing it right. And I think, I don't know, maybe they're born with it, or I'm sure most of it's learned, but from all the pro racers that I've talked to, or pro riders, they never imagine themselves like crashing. They only imagine them doing it right, which puts you in the right headspace. Whereas like, if you imagine all the wrong things that can happen, you're more likely to do that. Just like if you stare at a tree on the side of the trail, you're probably gonna hit that tree rather than, you know, sailing down the trail. So trying to keep that mindset of like, I know I can do this and this is how it's gonna go, and like really visualize it. I'm really bad at that. I tend to think about what can go wrong. And so trying to cut that out of the brain. So intimidating. Wow. Yeah.
You did it.
That was a different feeling than I thought it was gonna be. I felt like I was just like falling straight down or something. That was crazy. Like just going kind of at a slow speed off of something like that is something I don't think I've done that before on anything, because like the buildup of speed that happens all of a sudden when you go off, that was a different experience for me. Man, I'm so happy I did that. Kind of feels like I still haven't done it yet. I don't know, it's weird.
Well, you get to do it again.
That was so a lot better.
Now you're a freaking pro.
All right, see if we can link all this together. Whew. Now you can see how tame this trail looks on GoPro. This first section is super steep. Okay. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Oh man, that berm is so nice too. Whoa, yeah. And down to the bottom. Yes, got it. Woo! Pumped. Feeling good about that. Can't believe I just did that. I have been wanting to do that for literally years. All right, Whistler, here I come. That's awesome.
Nice work.
Top to bottom.
Yeah, top to bottom, man. And I was thinking on the way up, like walking back up here, that is another huge part of overcoming your fears, is having other people there with you that, one, want to see you alive at the end, that's important, but two, they know your skill level and they'll encourage you to do something if maybe you were kind of on the fence. So like, I did those first 2 runs off this, both times were super scary, and I was kind of done, but I knew I wanted to get a full GoPro run of the trail, but I was like, I don't know if I want to test my luck. But these two here behind the camera, they were like, no, you can do it. Just go and do it. You know it'd be good for the video. Yeah, there's Tommy. And I did it and it was awesome. That's the way to do it. So I'm feeling better about going and trying Fade to Black and Whistler. So make sure you tune in. We're gonna start our Whistler footage on, well, as soon as we can, really, for Whistler opening weekend. And sometime over the next week, I'm gonna put out a video of me trying Fade to Black. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments if you have a sort of like a scary to-do list for this year, or any features that you've hit that you're super proud of. I really want to hear about it down in the comments section, and I will see you guys next week in Whistler. Cheers.